Insta360 Mic Pro, and I want to know if it's able to produce the same level of audio as the DJI Mic 3 and my Shure SM7B, or is this more like a gimmick? Disclaimer, this is a video that is unsponsored and I'm not paid to say anything that is against my opinion. Regarding the Insta360 Mic Pro that you're hearing right now, there are essentially three configurations. I got the transmitter itself. If you're a content creator using a mirrorless camera, you would probably need to get the receiver kit so you can actually connect it to your mirrorless camera. For my purposes, I'm using the Luna Ultra right now to record this video, so I don't need a receiver. The transmitter is all I need, and that's gonna cost you $130, whereas the full kit with two transmitters, that's gonna be $330. In the box, there are two transmitters, a receiver, charging case, mic clip, the magnetic mounts, windscreens, USB-C cables, smartphone adapters, you name it. So they got everything right there in the box already. For comparison, the DJI Mic 3, the closest rival, runs about $10 cheaper for the two transmitters and one receiver configuration. So this isn't really the budget option, it's more of a head-to-head comparison. So this would be the first attempt that Insta360 is creating a microphone that rivals industry standards. And if you're comparing to something more, entry level like the Mic Air, this will definitely outperform it. Now, getting onto the details, each transmitter is about 38 millimeters thick and about 20 grams of weight. It's dominated by a 1.22 inch 6-color e-ink display, so you can push any image or logo to it from the Insta360 app and it stays there whenever it's powered off. One full charge of the Insta360 Mic Pro, it's gonna last a continuous recording of about 8 hours. I think, to me, to be honest, the e-ink display is not really a gimmick. This mic is relatively large. So for comparison, the Mic 3 is about that big with the windscreen. This is what the Insta360 Mic Pro is in terms of size. So it's about 30% larger. If you're wearing a gray shirt like what I'm wearing right now, you can definitely choose a different color and display it on the e-ink display, so that way it will actually blend into your t-shirt. For me, I like to have something a little bit more fun, so it actually looks like a design. What I've done is I've uploaded my puppy's picture onto the microphone, so here it is. So really, in my opinion, it is genuinely well executed. So sharp enough for text and logos. It means that you can, visually tell two transmitters apart or brand them for a shoot. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to get it upright. The microphone itself is noticeably bigger and heavier than the DJI Mic 3 and Mic Mini. So this is not the mic to buy if you want something that's, invisible under a shirt. The windscreen, they don't really fit inside the case. Neither does the 3.5 millimeter cable. So if you were to buy the receiver kit with the two transmitters, well, you're better off 3D printing another case just for that. Pairing to the receiver is extremely fast. One of the viewer on my channel asked about, how long does it take to connect to the Luna Ultra if it was previously connected and you go on sleep mode or power saving mode. And my answer to that is basically instant. The moment you turn on the Luna Ultra, this mic is already connected. So there's practically no delay from the time you start recording. But here's the catch I want to flag. So it's easy to miss in the marketing. So the Insta360 ecosystem, direct connection is more for solo creators. If you're connecting two transmitters directly to any of your Insta360 devices, that's totally doable. If you're connecting it to iPhone, for example, that's not going to work. You do need the mobile adapter. The same for the DJI mics. So if you want to use DJI mics on the Insta360 Luna Ultra, that's doable as well, but through the mobile adapter. That way you can connect two different microphones onto it.
DJI, of course. In terms of audio quality, that's where the Mic Pro actually stands out. So 32-bit internal recording. If you were to record externally, you get 32-bit internal recording. There is about 32 gigabytes that's onboarded. So that's about 45 hours of recording in 32-bit. No receiver required. 32-bit, again, as mentioned in many other videos, that when you're clipping in your audio, when there is a loud noise out of nowhere. So let's say you're recording at normal level and there suddenly something happened and there's a loud noise banging on the door, a car runs by. And the noise level is all the way up there. With 32-bit float, you're not going to be clipping your audio clips. You can always pull it down and normalize the audio. There are 4 polar patterns, and the way you record or pick up the noise signals also nuanced within the Mic Pro. So that's something you can definitely tweak around within the app. So there is Omni, there is Cardioid, super directional. So basically using it as a shotgun. And then also there is a figure 8 pattern. So basically front and back, recording, the person in front of you and also yourself. So I think that's really, really convenient if you're planning to vlog with another person or doing interviews. To my opinion, for normal day-to-day use, the difference between modes is subtle. Where does it actually matter? Like if you have specific kind of use case where, as I mentioned, if you'll be interviewing someone, you would be using figure 8. If you are just vlogging by yourself, you will be using just cardioid pattern. If you don't really care, just leave it on Omni. So the baseline is that voice quality here is excellent and clean, warm. There's no digital harshness. So that part isn't really the question. The question is whether or not other features are actually useful. So let's say if I'm trying to use it for noise cancellation, does it actually cancel out noises as well as other microphones? I do have the DJI Mic 3 for comparison, but this video is mainly for Insta360 Mic Pro. So I'm gonna do this for now and basically play a YouTube video similar as what I've done for other microphones and see if this can actually remove talking vocals in the background. It's gonna be a YouTube video, so let's see. This is the Mic Pro without the noise cancellation turned on. So this is what it's gonna sound like without noise cancellation and the YouTube video being played in the background. And this will be how it sounds like with noise cancellation. So let me know if it actually turns off the vocals in the background. I don't think it's going to be super useful for vocals. I think what would be especially useful is for, ambient noise. Hey, so again, this is the microphone again with noise cancellation turned on, windscreen on, and YouTube video playing in the background with vocals. And this time I'm using the figure 8 pattern on the Insta360 Mic Pro. Let me know what it sounds like down below. All right, testing the Insta360 mic with Omni Directional as a pickup pattern, and also the wind muff is installed, and also noise cancellation on strong. So this is as good as it could get under, severe weather. And by severe weather, I mean there's wind. Realistically, this is what it's going to sound like with your microphone installed, when you're holding your microphone. If you were to, tuck it inside your shirt, that also works. So let me just show you exactly what it will look like. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. This is what it's going to sound like on Omni Directional. Now in terms of battery, the wireless range and also some practical stuff, the transmitter lasts about 10 hours, the receiver lasts about 11 hours according to the spec sheets. Charging case adds about 30 more hours. A 5-minute quick charge on this microphone is going to give you an hour and a half. So the range is about 400 meters. Realistically, across a studio, across a set, it's not going to be a concern. So if you're planning to use this with your older iPhone models without USB-C, I would strongly recommend you to buy a lightning adapter for that. Who is actually for? If we were to compare this against the DJI Mic 3, similar price point, similar audio quality. But the Mic Pro clearly wins when it comes to noise cancellation and offers the on-camera directional polar patterns that DJI doesn't offer. On top of that is also we get the e-ink display, right? So it's kind of cute. You can upload anything onto it. DJI wins as a more mature system, but that's about it. There are definitely more features on the Mic Pro, and also the fact that the e-ink display is, you can use it or you can not use it. To be honest, I would definitely use it just because it's more customizable. So who should be buying this? I think solo creators, if they want the best noise cancellations possible in this price range. If you already have a Luna Ultra or one of the Insta360 Gold Ultra, cameras, action cams, the Ace Pro 2, anything along those lines, or even the X6 that's coming out this week, you would be better off with this microphone. So you don't need an extra adapter or receiver to connect your microphone, and you're able to get amazing quality out of it. So who should actually skip this product? I think for anyone who is looking for an invisible microphone that is small and lightweight, this is not it. This is definitely a little bit heavier and obviously larger than most lavalier mics out there. For example, the DJI Mic 3, the DJI Mic Mini, even the Mic Air by Insta360. I don't think Insta360 meant to target people who are looking for invisible microphones. So if you're planning to shoot, something more cinematic, you probably don't want this microphone to be in the shot. Let's be honest. If you have limited budget, this premium pricing, it's not so premium, but $130 for a mic, it's probably a lot for some people. It really depends on who you are and what you're trying to shoot, and also what your personal preference is. For me, I obviously love the e-ink displays. Here's my bottom line. So you have heard the audio quality throughout this video, and you can be the judge whether or not the audio quality actually meets your standard. For me, it actually really fits my workflow for the Insta360 Luna Ultra, which I'm using it to replace my mirrorless cameras, and for daily use features, for vlogging, for interviews, this is going to be the perfect microphone for me. So I got all these other mics, DJI Mic Mini, the Mic 3, they're all used for other cameras. But when I'm using the Insta360 Luna Ultra, this is the go-to microphone for me. Seamless connection, cute looking. Subscribe for more. I'll have more video reviews of other microphones on this channel, as well as speakers and headphones, film photography, gear, camera reviews, that kind of stuff. So yeah, be sure to stay updated with my videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.